Three burglars have been jailed for over 5 years for stealing £1 million worth of Mounjaro. This is a headline that I come across today when searching, and it makes me wonder. Like, I'm going to read the text that's in front of me, so I apologise that I'm not going to make eye contact. Three burglars who stole almost £1 million worth of the weight loss drug Mounjaro from a pharmaceutical distribution site in St Albans have been jailed. Robert Townsend, Mark Hardin, and Peter Costello, 59, 55, and 54 years old, stole 79 boxes of the drug worth nearly £944,000 from a healthcare premises on the 24th of January this year. Harding, Costello initially forced entry to the building, sprayed black paint into some internal cameras, and then stole the Mounjaro boxes from a refrigerated storage unit. Less than 2 hours later, they returned and removed an additional 70 boxes of the weight loss drug. This just goes to show how important these drugs are becoming to people, and how the price dynamic is also a factor here. You wouldn't see people breaking in and stealing wagon wheels. You wouldn't see people breaking in and stealing phone cases, right? The fact that these are life-changing drugs that have a clear market. I mean, I can't remember the actual numbers. I've got a friend at Lillian Loaf, where there's millions of people now in the UK that are on these drugs. Millions. I think he said it was something like 4 million. I may be wrong, right? But if you think that, like, the UK only has around about 85 million people. I say only, but we are a small country compared to, say, America with hundreds of millions, right? But just let's say the number 4 million is correct. That's huge. You're looking at what? 5%? Have I got that wrong? Anyway, let's say it's 5%. That's incredible. But you've got to think that the obesity crisis that people have been talking about for the last 10, 15, 20 years has all been slammed in the face by these medications now. I actively find myself happy is the wrong word. Confident in my head that I will lose the weight whilst on these medications. I've recently put up a video after I had gallbladder surgery in February. I then came off the medication, scaled back up on the medication, and I was kind of floating on a plateau, right? I've lost 7 stone, but gained back a stone and a half, and now I lost another 5 pounds. So I'm on the way back down now, right? But there is no way I would have lost that kind of weight and kept that kind of weight off in previous diets, because in previous diets I would lose at most 2 stone, and then I get comfortable in I feel proud, and then it would slowly creep back on over the next 4, 5, 6 months. And I've done that over and over and over again. I mean, I've tried every diet you could possibly think of, intermittent fasting, water fasting, cabbage diet, carnivore diet, Weight Watchers, Slimming World, calorie counting, low carbs, high carbs, low fiber, 5-2s, 5-5, everything. Like, and these are the first things that have truly helped with the whole weight loss process. So this goes to show that people understand the value of these things, and it also shows the need. You wouldn't be stealing £1 million worth of drugs if, one, they weren't priced so high, because obviously if each one of these pens were worth £1 million and they stole 100 pens, then that's 100 millions, right? That's how maths work, right? But they wouldn't be stealing unless there was a market that they could clearly shift it in. They clearly identified a product that could be shifted and sold. And I know many, 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 many of my friends that would love to use this medication. And at the moment, it is gated, obviously, to the weight loss community. And I honestly think that's a safe thing. Because if other people could get hold of these medications and they used it for vanity, or mental health requirements to lose weight, the people that are already at their healthy weight or under their healthy weight, and they want to lose another half stone or a stone because, inspirational things, then if it was that easy to get hold of, then that is dangerous. So I understand why it needs to be gated. I understand why it's in the process. But this really does show that the market is exploding. You've got to think that 3-4 years ago, these things just didn't exist. 3-4 years ago, you were staring down the barrel of another Weight Watchers meeting or another meal plan and calorie tracking process. This truly is a life-changing drug, so much so that it's a criminal target. Now, the question is, would you buy market grade quality drugs from somebody that you know down the pub? Right? Hey, Barry knows. Yeah, he's got loads in his fridge. Yeah, he knows a place. He knows a man. Yeah, right. Now, I honestly see this as an indicator of how it's only going to go. This is the third generation of this drug. The third generation, right? Oh no, so the second generation. We're on the third with retatrutide. Is what I mean, right? If we're at this point where it's only weight loss, what happens when these peptides start being bundled in with things? And I know they exist because I know people that are already on these things for energy or testosterone or healing processes or skincare or eyesight or regeneration or people message me in WhatsApp whilst I'm making YouTube videos. The thing is that this has opened the Pandora's box of peptides. And it's only going to get accelerated through, one, it's now, people know it exists now. And two, AI, although may scare some people, AI is now the catalyst that will push these drugs further and further. So now that everyone knows what Mounjaro is and everybody's seen over the last 14, 15 months, 2 years, that it's not just the Ozempic stuff that the models and the celebrities can get, like they did during COVID. Everyone was like, oh, look at everybody losing so much weight during COVID on Ozempic. As soon as they realized that Ozempic, Mounjaro could now be got by the general pleb, and the general pleb didn't need a personal trainer to lose 7 stone, right? And then they've seen the impact that is. This is only the start of a tidal wave. And it makes me wonder if this is the first of many heists of the century when it comes to these drugs, right? The question is, would it truly have been £1 million heist if these were so expensive? And is this a sign of things to come? Let me know. Would you buy random drugs from people in the pub? Just write the word Barry in the comment section down below, right? If you'd be more than happy to listen to Barry in your local pub. I'm Alan. I'm losing it on Mounjaro and GLP-1s, but I'm not stealing it from my local fucking pharmacist. Boop.